What's going on, guys? I was finally able to check out A Real Pain. This is the first movie that I'm checking out that is nominated in the Oscars. I know it's not nominated for Best Picture, but we do got Culkin nominated in Best Supporting Actor, and I was not able to see this movie from 2024, so let's dive in. What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to the Movie Dive. Today we're going to be diving into the 2024 film A Real Pain, which of course has Kieran Culkin, who is nominated for Best Supporting Actor in this film. And this movie is written and directed by the great Jesse Eisenberg. Before we do dive in, please do not forget to subscribe to the Movie Dive and try to get this little channel to 1,000 subscribers in 2025. And if we do, a random subscriber will win a $150 gift card to a movie theater of their choice. Comment down below for a higher chance of winning. And I already filmed this review one time, but had to delete the whole thing because I ate almonds before that review and had something stuck in my teeth. And when I went through the footage, it was very noticeable. Anyway, I digress. Let's get into A Real Pain. So this movie does go with David and Benji, who are played by Jesse Eisenberg and Kieran Culkin, and they are both cousins who are traveling to Poland because their grandma died. They want to visit all the places that she survived because she was a Holocaust survivor, and they want to go back to her hometown where she grew up. The main base of the movie is the grief and trauma that these two characters are dealing with. It definitely does a good job with the dialogue that they have in this film, showing what the grief has actually done to them. They talk about in this movie how Jesse Eisenberg's character used to be way more outgoing, used to be way more emotional, but is now way more reserved. And Culkin's character hasn't changed too much. However, he's always the loudest one in the room, but he definitely shows his emotions on his sleeve and shows what he is going through in different situations. There's definitely some scenes in this movie that definitely do a beautiful way of showing that, specifically one where Culkin is playing a piano inside of a restaurant. Now, a lot of people are giving Culkin credit for his acting in this movie. Of course, he was nominated for an Oscar, but I also think Jesse Eisenberg does a great job in this film as well. Of course, being how difficult with him writing and directing at the same time, but there's definitely some emotional scenes. He definitely has to do some heavy lifting, and I feel like he really brings a lot to the table in those scenes as well. You truly do buy that these two characters are cousins and that they've known each other for a long time, that they really love each other, but at the same time they annoy the living hell out of each other, and they're also trying to get through something traumatic as well. As they're traveling around Poland and seeing these sites where really dark things happen in the past, and at the same time trying to rekindle love that they have for one another. Now, Culkin's character in this movie was suicidal, so of course that brings some levity to his character, and that shows a good job from Jesse Eisenberg's point of view of the emotions he has to go with dealing with that as well. Now, this movie did not get nominated for Best Picture. In my opinion, it shouldn't have been. I do think there was a lot better movies last year that did get nominated. Now, of course, there's movies that did get nominated that this is better than that. I do think this is good, but not a fantastic movie. It's something that if I see it on in a TV later on in the future, I'm going to think, oh, that is pretty good. Someone should check that out. It's not something I'm going to move aside to watch again. I do think this movie is a big step forward for Jesse Eisenberg, as he's written and directing it as well, as his previous work wasn't recognized as highly as this film is. Now, another benefit to this movie, I mean, it was made on a small $3 million budget, so they did a good job at really bringing out human emotions in this film, and we need a lot more movies like that, where it's mainly about the writing, the dialogue. Now, Jesse Eisenberg definitely does a good job at acting when he does that in all the films he's done, so I feel like this movie was a perfect landing spot for him, and him and Culkin have very good chemistry with each other on screen, no matter how awkward they are. In the end, A Real Pain does do a good job at showing the trauma that these two are going through and showing the bond that they kind of reconnect with each other as they go along through the film. It's not something I'll probably rewatch in the future, as I call it pretty good movie. Jesse Eisenberg does a big step forward here when it comes to his writing and directing skills, especially on a small $3 million budget. And again, will Culkin win an Academy Award for this movie? We'll just have to wait and see. And I go ahead and give A Real Pain a 68 out of 100. Have you guys seen it? If you have, please comment down below. Let me know what is the next Oscar film I should see that I have not seen yet. I'm thinking possibly The Wild Robot or Wallace and Gromit. I kind of want to dive into the animated films. But anyway, I digress. We will see you guys next time on the Movie Dive. Do not forget to subscribe. See you soon.